Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. More Newcastle United transfer news, and finally the club is getting somewhere. I know, especially for Newcastle fans, there's been quite a lot of frustration popping out for the last week or so due to standstills regarding Hugo Ekitike and Botman. There's actually been people complaining to the owners about it, which has led to a murdered response. I mean, that's just ridiculous. The owners shouldn't have to really come out and tell fans to be patient. We've been patient for 14 years under the crap they used to have as a previous owner. Now we've got these people in there care about the football club, and they're being smart about this and not going out and rushing deals and overpaying for players. Because if we overpay for players now, it will affect us down the line, and that's something that we cannot allow to happen. But things have been smooth. Deals today are looking really good for Newcastle, and I'm really glad things are starting to progress. But anyway, guys, as always, if you're new to the channel, make sure to head down there, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button if you enjoyed the video as well. I promise I will reply to all the comments from yesterday. Thank you so much. And finally, question of the day. Are you happy with Nick Pope? Do you think he's a great addition again to the squad? I think it's superb, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. But yeah, things are looking good. Anyway though, 5 weeks from now, Newcastle play away at Benfica. Now, one thing I've been quite surprised by is the lack of pre-season fixtures being announced. I still expect more pre-season fixtures to get announced, but the thing is, they had to be before the Benfica game, so time's running out to announce them and actually give fans a decent amount of time to book stuff. So I have no idea what's going on with pre-season matches, but that's one thing I've been quite surprised by. But overall, transfer business still looking quite positive, and I think at the minute things are starting to slowly creep up. But yeah, enough about that. Let's actually start telling you about some of them now. Let's begin off with the current goalkeeper situation in Newcastle United. Now, it's always been an argument between fans of whether we should sell Cardoro or we should sell Freddie Woodman. But one thing I don't think any Newcastle fan expected is that the club is actually going to try and sell both of them in this transfer window. So we've got Chris from the Athletic here coming out and saying that Freddie Woodman is set to join Pearson, as well as that Newcastle are actually trying to get rid of Cardoro. And there's a reason why, which we'll explain in a moment. But both the goalkeepers going out the door. Newcastle are not messing around with this one. At first, I didn't agree with this, but once I find out why the club is trying to do this, I do agree with it, and I think it's really smart to actually heighten the competition up, because I think that's the biggest problem in the goalkeeper situation. De Braga has no competition, so when he drops bad performances, it doesn't matter because he'll play again next week, and I think it's a huge problem. We need an incentive for him to play well, and he knows if he plays bad, then somebody else will kick him out of the squad, and that's kind of what we need in every position. So if this is the end for Freddie Woodman at Newcastle, I wish him all the best. The second player out the door after Isaac Hayden. Now, I've seen some Preston fans on social media say he's actually done his medical yesterday, so take out a massive pinch of salt, but I've just put it out there just in case. But anyway though, if this is what's best for business, and to bring in this goalkeeper, I would do 100%. But anyway, let's get into the main man now. 4 weeks ago, Newcastle sent Burnley down to the Championship in the final game of the season. They had to beat Newcastle with stay up, and they didn't do it. And now Newcastle are going back in for Burnley once again to get Nick Pope from them. I can't believe the price tag we are quoted to be signing him for. Less than £10 million. That is mental. I think he's a top quality goalkeeper, and I think for £10 million, it's an absolute steal. I think it's a steal for someone like Nick Pope, to be honest. It looks like the club's actually trying to sell Woodman and Doro, so that money would just go into Nick Pope for essentially a free signing, which I think is incredible business. As I said before, it helps to rejuvenate the goalkeeper position. We need that competition in there. Nick Pope will do exactly that. The thing with Burnley as well is that they have no pull power anymore. They cannot keep a hold of Nick Pope. He has to leave the club no matter what if he wants to play it for the World Cup this December. He has no choice. He cannot stay at Burnley. The only problem Newcastle have now is if another team comes in for him and tries to sign him. But at the minute, Newcastle have got an open goal. There's nobody else there. It's a no-brainer. It's so good. We've got the likes of Keith Downey coming out here saying that talks are advancing with him. Pete Graves saying how positive Newcastle are. Eddie Howe's been looking to get him in for about a week now. Things are progressing quite well. And just like that, I think in the next 48 hours, this one could actually have a breakthrough. And for Newcastle, as soon as we get this goalkeeper situation sorted, so we can go into someone else. And that mentality is also the same regarding Hugo Ekitike and Botman. We'll talk about them a bit more later on. But the club is no longer patient. They will walk away within the next few days if they're not happy there's no progress being made. It's at that point now where it either has a breakthrough or we move on. And that's what I want to see from this football club. No more this trying to get this player in, or the goalposts are moving, so we offer 30 million now, going 35 million. No more this BS, move on or buy. It's that simple, and I'm glad that the club is now taking that stance. Back on the topic of Newcastle's pre-season now, one thing I was actually quite interested by is the amount of Leeds fans that are planning on going to the Athletic Bilbao game at St James's Park because of Bielsa being the manager. I don't know what you guys think of that one. Do you think that's going a bit too far? Do you think that's a bit obsessive with the former manager? I don't know, to be honest, I'm not a Leeds fan, so I don't know what Bielsa meant to me, so I couldn't really give you an answer. I couldn't imagine myself doing it than in Newcastle, former players and managers, but I mean, Bielsa is a Leeds legend to be fair, so I don't know how to think about that one. What do you guys think about that? Let's talk about the two players everyone is probably sick of hearing about by now, but Hugo Ekitike and Botman. First off, Pete Graves from Sky Sports once again has a gut feeling that he still believes both of them are going to sign for Newcastle now. Obviously, the fact he works for Sky Sports, they will have a good relationship with Newcastle, when the club will likely tell him stuff behind the scenes that fans won't know about. So, if he's got a gut feeling, that makes me excited. That's all I'm going to say. Obviously, regarding both of these players, there was agent fee problems with Ekitike, and there was a problem with Leo for Botman because Leo was just moving the goalpost. The Chronicle earlier on actually put out a post by Ekitike saying that he is willing to leave his holiday early to come to Newcastle, which at the time I didn't understand anyway, because I mean, why would he cut his holiday short? There's no rush to get back. And if he was going to cut his holiday short, he could have just tried and get the deal done before he went on holiday in the first place. So I didn't understand that one, but pretty much everyone else has said that no progress has been made with Ekitike. Both ends have been quiet since he's went on holiday. The club hasn't communicated with him, and Ekitike's agent hasn't communicated with the club. So nothing's went on there, and it's a bit frustrating. I mean, come on. I mean, surely if this is a deal he wants to get done, then things have got moving a little bit quicker. I still think personally he probably will sign. I think once he comes back with his holiday, things will advance quickly and he just sign just like that. As for Botman, AC Milan, as we all know, has just completely imploded. They haven't got the money to spend. There's a lot of problems regarding Maldini now. He's getting quite frustrated that the club hasn't got the money to sign Renato Sanchez or Botman. So things down at AC Milan's end is just a complete mess. It is honestly a mess down there. So Newcastle's competition for Botman is just completely wiped out. So it's now Leo. It's now Leo trying to convince Newcastle to spend more money on a player, which, I mean, Newcastle have already said, we're not going to do this. We're not going to move to your goalposts. We're not going to spend more money. We refuse to get them hooked up. Newcastle will set their price, and if Leo don't agree to their price, then I don't know what's going to go on there. I'm hopeful both teams come to an agreement because Botman does want to join the football club. We already know this. Newcastle clearly want him, and he is a statement sign for me. We should be all over him. So, I mean, regardless of how things may come across in the media, I would still be confident. I would still be confident for these two until the total ROI. So, listen, Pete Graves, he said he has a gut feeling, so I'm going to have a gut feeling as well. But there we are. That's the update regarding those two. I'm sorry it's not more convincing. And finally, we'll finish off with Newcastle fans now, as there's been quite a few people complaining on Twitter because there's more people actively trying to tag the owners in tweets and just complain about signings or just trying. I think in this case, it's somebody trying to troll, but just people out there that are just trying to get a reaction from other fans and from the owners. I mean, just what's the point? That's all I can say, really. The owners know what they're doing. I've got no problem with them refusing to sign certain players if clubs are intentionally trying to fix more money out of us, or refusing to sign players that they don't believe can improve the squad. This is going to happen. We're not going to get every single transfer target we want. That's life. Every single football club out there. You saw Manchester City last season. They couldn't get Mbappe. They couldn't get Ronaldo. They couldn't get Messi. Imagine how frustrating that would have been for them getting a striker up top. I mean, these things are going to happen to every single football team. We've got to accept it. We might not get Ekitike. We might not get Botman. But the fact is we're trying to get them. We are working our arses off to try and get these deals sorted. Both of them are close. Both of them are just one little move away from happening. Just one factor from an agent or one factor from a football club from getting these deals done. And Newcastle, we've got the chance to do these, and that's the most important part. Last season, Joe Ekitike was the only sign we made all summer long. It was crap. I can't even remember last season, because I think I was buzzing because football returned. I was going down to watching Doncaster. I was buzzing to be in Doncaster, Rotherham and Burton. I mean, times were bleak. I was excited for them. And I remember fist bumping Steve Bruce outside the Keepmoat Stadium. I was buzzing about that. I wasn't buzzing about the fact that we made one sign in the window. Oh my God. Things were bleak, things were bad, things were depressing. But now things have changed. We are outright trying to sign so many good players. Newcastle, we get some of these deals done. We will get players done. We will improve the squad. There'll be all sorts of different vlogs and videos and all sorts. Newcastle fans have a lot of reasons to be excited for the season ahead, but we cannot and we should not, in my opinion, tag the owners and complain and demand more, because it's just a bit, I would say, ungrateful, to be honest. People entitled to their opinions. You can tag your owners, you can say what you want, but I personally cannot do that, and I would never do that. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think about these deals? Thank you all for watching. Quite a lot to get through today. I'll be back on tomorrow with another video, because there's still quite a lot of transfer news. But anyway, guys, take care. Thank you all for watching. Yes, I will see you on the next one.